So surely by now you guys have heard of the Maxi Trac air compressor for sale at Napa. It's a pretty cheap deal. It's dual piston and it's fast as hell. There's one major problem though. You can't get them. They're out of stock online. They're out of stock in the store. I've been looking for one for 6 or 7 months. You just can't find them. Many hours of searching the internet, I found this clone on Amazon. And today we're going to put it to the test. We're going to race it versus the Maxi Trac. We're going to see which one reigns supreme.
So you do have a plan? Yes, science!
And maybe just for fun, we'll race both of these two against my little single piston red compressor that's under my hood. And that thing's a piece of crap. So right here, this is what I found. And this came from a company on Amazon. Boy, they sure look like they're coming out of the same factory, don't they? They're the same weight, same size, same everything. They even come with the same hose attachments. So the only downfall to this one so far is it costs a little more. When I pulled up the Amazon link, it was about 190 bucks versus the 140 or 130 that one is. But when you can't get it, then it doesn't really matter what it costs. First off, I gotta thank my buddy Justin for letting me borrow this, because I've been waiting to do this video until I could find one so I could race this one against that one, because I'm not gonna recommend an air compressor that I can't whoop on and try to see if it's as good or better. The leads are a little different between the two, but they both have pretty much the same exact kind of quick disconnect. They both have about the same bag. Another difference that I just noticed, this one that comes with the Amazon compressor, it actually has a little bleed off valve on the back of the gauge. The Maxi Trac doesn't have that. And another difference, the Maxi Trac has this thread-on style one, and the Amazon compressor that we're checking out today, it actually has this clamp-on style, which I like a whole lot better. Boop! That's way easier than screwing that other one on there. One thing I noticed is while you're using the compressor to air this up, the needle kind of bounces around because the air's flowing through it. It's like that on pretty much any compressor with a built-in gauge. So the way that we're going to do this race, I'm going to completely deflate these 37-inch tires. I'm going to hook one up to each one. I'm going to start the Jeep so that it doesn't kill the battery. And we're just going to run them for 2 minutes. And at 2 minutes, I'm shutting them both off, and we're going to see how much PSI is in each tire. So for the first test, I'm going to do it with no valve cores. Then we're also going to do it again with valve cores, because that does make a difference in how fast something airs up. And before you say anything, yes, these are all at 0 PSI. I know it doesn't look like it. That's why these Humvee tires suck. They are so stiff. But they're completely empty, both of them. All right, we got everything hooked up. The Amazon compressor is on that tire. The Maxi Trac is on that tire. It's all hooked up to the battery. Got a timer set. So I'm gonna hit the timer and hit both switches at the same time and see which one wins. 3, 2, 1. Oh shit, my Jeep just died. Well, that was a fail. I could hear the Jeep starting to run weird. I could hear the compressor starting to get quiet. Hasn't ran for a while. Maybe my battery was just kind of not up to the challenge. See if it'll restart. Alright, I'm gonna let this charge up. We're gonna try again. Well, it sounds like my alternator's not super happy, so we're just gonna run these one at a time. So I'll do 2 minutes on the one, then 2 minutes on the other. So just to minimize any discrepancies, I'm actually gonna use the same gauge on both compressors. So I'm gonna use the Maxi Trac gauge just because it's a little more accurate. See, it has the 25 and the 50 mark, whereas this Amazon one, 50 is like where the 25 is on this. So it's harder to get like an exact number. So we're just going to use the Maxi Trac one on both. Alright, so here we go. Flat tire. I know it doesn't look that flat, but I promise there's no valve core in there. Before we get too far in the video, I would love to know which one you guys think is going to win. Put it down in the comments. Alright, aim over here. to this, we are at like 33 PSI. That's pretty freaking good for 2 minutes on a 37. Alright, now here we go on the Amazon compressor. It's called Tozalazz, I guess. Once again, valve core's out, no air in the tire. It's at about 30. So on this test, the Maxi Trac won by about 3 PSI. Not a huge deal, still pretty good. I guarantee you if I run this thing for 2 minutes, it's only going to have about 15. The only downfall to doing this one is there's no gauge in this line and I don't have the valve core in. So we're gonna have to go off the gauge right here on my air tank. But that's another disadvantage because that's a half-gallon tank that this compressor is having to fill up also. But I just want to show you how big of a contrast it is from these dual compressors to a single. So far we are pretty much not even registering. Thing basically has nothing. It's hardly even registering on here. I'm gonna guess it is about 10 pounds though versus 30 something from the other two. Alright, so the Maxi Trac won the first one on no valve core tires. We're gonna switch it up a little bit here. We're gonna air up my air pig and we're gonna go up to 80 PSI because I wanna see if getting into the higher pressures gives one or the other a clear advantage. So rather than setting a 2-minute timer, I'm just going to turn it on, and as soon as it hits 80, I'm going to shut off the stopwatch. So we're going to be counting up from 0, and we'll see which one's bigger. All the air is out of this. I even pull the bleeder out. No hissing. So first up, we're going to do the Maxi Trac. $254. Let the air out and we'll do the other one. And now it's the Tozalazz's turn. So that's 2 seconds slower. That's pretty minimal. Alright, valve cores are going back in, and we're going to run them both with the cores in and see if it makes a difference. Time we're only at about 24 PSI. Switch those. This one's about 23. So once again, it comes up a PSI or two short. So it is neck and neck with the Maxi Trac. It's just not quite got enough oomph to take it down. There's 8 of these screws holding the end caps onto the main body. One of them rattled out. That could have just as easily happened on the Maxi Tracs. So I guess I got to get my Allen wrenches out and make sure the rest of them are tight and anything else on here. I'm going to be honest with you guys, as close as these two were, I actually expected them to be a little bit closer than that. You know, even though it was just a couple of seconds or a couple of PSI, they look like they're made in the same damn place. They're like the same hardware, the same, there must just be a few different little components between them, and the Maxi Trac has the edge. But that doesn't make this one a slouch either. This thing aired them up pretty quick. 2 minutes up to 30, what was it, 31 PSI, and this one was 33. I already forgot, and it was 5 minutes ago. The one thing that I can't do for either one of these is speak to their longevity or give any kind of a long-term review on them. I can just show you this real-world test that we just did, and that's about it. Now, this one goes back to my buddy, but this one is mine, and I will be carrying it along with me on the trail, and I'll update in the future if I have problems with it or what I think about it. So if you guys got any questions that you want answered about this, drop it down in the comments below. And if you want another video, such as maybe trying to modify this thing like Nate did or something else, let me know about it, because I didn't originally have plans to modify it, but it kind of sounds fun. So if you do want to get one of these, it's available on Amazon. The first time I saw it, it was $220, and then I looked the other day and it says $190. Still a little pricey, but compared to an ARB Twin or something like that, those are 3 times that price or more. And the last time I checked, these were $140 or something at Napa, if you can actually find one. Now my buddy said that he bought this one over a year ago for $45, so they must have had it on sale. Anyway guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this was a helpful video to you guys. Hope you make up your mind, or hope you find an alternative to the one you've been looking for and can't find. Sub to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.